My name is Wei Li. I'm from China, and you can call me Victor.
Asia's new manufacturing model at risk?
Not really. I mean, there is 1 billion people in China. There are lots of people.
When I wake up every day in the morning, the first thing is open my laptop and watch the BBC News or lessons.
Extreme poverty, I should say, which is...
About 10 months ago, I decided to study media at Coventry University. My major is communication, culture, and media. Before I was here, the only one way that I know about UK is in the media, such as pictures, programs, and the news. When I arrived at United Kingdom, the first thing came into my eyes is this: a public advertisement in the Heathrow airport. I think it is a little bit fun and it's really impressed me. I have traveled around this country a lot, except the ancient buildings. The other thing can make me excited is I can see many different creative media in different places. I really enjoy that people make fun to each other in British way. Through these years' study, I found that the more you learn, the more you think, especially the semiotics. I'm really interested on it. So, I decided to study the humor in the texts of the British media for my final project. And the semiotics is the main theory I will use in my dissertation. The semiotics is very useful and used widely in media. In the class for media research, we have learned how to collecting materials, analytic perspectives, and process to research. I have studied on some famous British TV program called Top Gear.
Have we got any Scottish people here? Yes! Would you like to just step outside just for the next few minutes? Please! A bit of a chat. It's about Scottish independence. It's just that we've heard a lot of talk in recent weeks about what Scotland would lose if you choose to go on your own. But nobody's talking about what England would lose. And it is actually quite a lot, because we'd lose North Sea oil, the sub-base at Fastlane, all tramps. Oh, God. And we'd also lose a significant chunk of our motoring heritage. And I'm not talking now about the Hillmans and Talbots that were made at the Linwood plant just outside Paisley. No, I'm talking about stuff like the mighty Argyll. Just look at the way the door fits. That is a quality product.
Isn't it? Is it?
Oh, yeah.
What engine did it have?
Well, now it's interesting. Engine-wise, you could have either an engine from a Lancia, a Peugeot, a Renault. You could have a Buick V6.
Basically, it was whatever turned up in the scrapyard that week.
Basically, yeah. And we're out of the curve also with electric cars, because way back in the day they made a little car called the Scam. Put a picture of it here.
Great Scott! That still has the power to take your breath away even today.
It does, and it just. It's a rather tragic story, though. When they took it to the government test centre to get a roadworthiness certificate before they could put it on sale, there was a bit of a problem. In one test, the government engineer noted, and I've written all the problems here down, the speedo broke, the electric motor stopped working, the back door flew open, the spare wheel fell out, the steering went wrong, and then the suspension. Now all around the world there are museums for all sorts of silly things. There's a pencil museum in, is it Cumbria?
Hit it.
Yeah, pencil museum.
There's an umbrella museum in Spain and a museum of the vagina in Japan.
There is a penis museum in Iceland.
Been there.
Very cold, all the exhibits are very small.
The reason I bring this up is because in America there is a Corvette museum, okay? There's a photograph of it here. Now, as we know, the Corvette enthusiast in America is quite
Heavy.
Yes, they're bigger gentlemen than me.
Big bone.
Well, one of them visited the museum this week and this happened.
Must have been a big one.
That was a big hole, and apparently 8 cars fell into it. There's a shot actually looking down. Look at that.
Oh, that's painful to see.
Damage was estimated at $37.
Was it? Was it?
But actually, we shouldn't mock, because you know there was a sinkhole, which is what this is, that opened up on the M2 this week. Did you see that in the Central Reservation? They closed the motorway for 18 hours. That, they kept the museum open. It did.
But you can still see the cars.
Yeah, it's only just I mean, I think we should applaud the Americans for that, because that's a good attitude to help us save.
Well done, you.
Now, I tell you what, I've just remembered something else. Recently, we were talking about those motorway gantry signs that flash up idiotic nannying messages. There was a sign photographed in America this week, okay? I think it was in Texas. There was a light snow flurry, and some wag, and this is brilliant, posted this. Oh my God, is that snow? We're all gonna die.
It's not like it.
It's just fabulous.
But actually, that is what we should do, because that is the British way.
It is.
Self-deprecating, make fun of the situation, have a laugh.
Make fun of the rules and regulations. I don't know who did this, but if you're watching and you ever come to England, I would like to buy you a beer.
In the show, the British humor always can make us laugh. But in other hand, from the acceptor of semiotics, there are many deeper meanings we can analyze. Then, I will use visual analysis, interviews, and a focus group to study on my project. In the future, the research directions, I will use semiotics to analyze the multiple meanings in a human text, and use encoding and decoding theory through interviews and focus group to study the audience interpretation and retransmitting for the text. This is my digital story.